Hi, my name is Lynn Sprigg. My maiden name was Hadfield. When I got married whilst I was in the Air Force, and when that happens you leave the Air Force. I joined in August 1966 and left in February 1969. Unfortunately at that time, when you got married, girls had to leave the Air Force. If that hadn't been the case, I would have still been there until I retired. In the Air Force, I was an air photo plotter. That entailed you worked on a great big glass top desk with 3 fluorescent tubes in it. You had a map that were very old and some very old filmed. So you used to have to plot what was on the photographs onto the maps so that anyone at any time could then check up different films and find what they were looking for. It was very interesting. At that time, it was only women that were involved in this course. Later, I think they did have males in, but I don't think the males lasted terribly long because it was very, very tedious. Hi, I left home in Perth when I was 18 and went to live in Sydney and Melbourne. My sister and brother-in-law had just returned from Penang, both being in the Air Force, and I decided that's what I was going to do. So I went to the recruitment office in St Kilda, filled out all the applications, asked me if I wanted to join as a general hand, and I said no thank you. And then they looked at my aptitude test and said, would you like to be an air photo plotter? And I said I'd love to be. So a couple of weeks later, on the plane to Adelaide, to Edinburgh, to do our 4-week recruitment course, which was very, very interesting. Learning how to make bed rolls, make sure all your corners were tucked in properly, marching here, marching there, marching in to get your injections, go in, have your left arm done, turn round, have your right arm done, come back round and have your left arm done. Very, very interesting. But I loved it, made some great friends who I'm still friends with now. After our recruitment course, because I was still at Edinburgh waiting for a clearance, and I flew to RAF Base Laverton in Victoria on a Dakota, an aircraft which is very, very loud, very, very hard and noisy. It took quite a long time compared to the normal domestic flights, but I landed in Laverton and started my course as an air photo plotter. I had many great memories meeting different people. I was in the swimming team and in the water polo team, and enjoyed every single bit of it. One of the best memories was going to RAF Base RAF Base Amberley in Queensland to do a moral leadership course for 3 weeks. This was very interesting. The Padre spoke about all different aspects of religion, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think my greatest achievements was enjoying life in the Air Force, what it had to offer. And to me, any girl should at least consider doing time in the service. Unfortunately, at that time, when you got married, you were no longer eligible for WAF service. It changed probably about 6 months after I left when I got married, but it was still great. Unfortunately, the job that I was doing in the Air Force doesn't really work on the outside. Although was a couple of interesting things, because we worked on maps. We got to go to the Army mapping service that was in Bendigo, in an amazing old mansion that was built during the gold rush days, and watching how they made maps and what they did. And that was really, really, it was great, because I worked on maps all day, every day, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So some of the people that I served with, male and female, I'm still friends with them now. I can make a call to Melbourne and start talking, and my friend over there will know straight away who it is because we served together and worked together. It was a great life, and girls, go for it. Enjoy yourself.